My crikeys, there has been some very strange things going on recently, and I will start this video by saying this, that I have not photoshopped the photographs that you see in this video to make them look more graphic, but I may have blurred out some sensitive things in the photographs. I may have to bleep out certain words because this video will cover a topic that YouTube deems as being a sensitive issue. Most of you will know that I go into shops and I look at the Thomas & Friends toys and other toys, and often I report back and show that there is a lot of empty pegs, empty shelves. Hey, we are so used to seeing that. But it seems that this style of empty shelverage, empty peggerage, has many other areas within supermarkets and shops. I've had quite a few comments on YouTube, people asking me, Leo, can you go into the stores, take a look at what's going on? Is it true what we read online of what's going on in Australia and some other countries? Yes, I think what you're reading in the headlines online is true, and our first inkling into this trouble was back on February 29 when my wife said to me, dear, I couldn't get any toilet paper at Costco, it was all sold out. We normally get the Kirkland toilet paper at Costco. Now, that was almost a week back, but what we noticed in Sydney is the spiral of panic buying and desire to grab toilet rolls is completely out of control. The more the government says not to panic, the more the people panic. Other things that are selling hard and fast is hand towels, rubber gloves, anything to do with disinfecting and cleaning, rice, pasta, and of course pasta sauce, flour, pancake mix, lots of tinned food, in particular baked beans and spaghetti, noodles, and even those instant noodles that you pour the hot water into the cup, Panadol, Nurofen, lots of cold and sort of stuff, you know, the stuff you see that's often completely overpriced. Some of this panic buying that I'm witnessing makes sense, but there's lots of this panic buying that makes no sense at all. There is a feeling that people are making lists of things to grab that they've seen on those doomsday prepper shows on Netflix and whatever else. Now, what's caught my eye is the items that people are ignoring and not buying, and the first one that came to my mind was nuts. I was sort of thinking nuts are a fantastic thing because they've got a long shelf life, they've got good calorific value, they're not pack loaded with sugar, and you can sort of fill up on those quite easily. They're actually fairly healthy for you. And of course, there's variations on that where they're made into little nut bars and nice and yummy, the sort of things that you pack into your school lunch, and also cereal-based versions of sort of the same thing. To me, that makes a common sense thing to grab if you're needing to store stuff at home. Those high-energy juices that are so yummy and sweet, none of that stuff is being touched. That sort of makes sense to me as being something to have in the pantry. Junk food is being ignored. There are some elements to the junk food that makes an excellent thing to hoard up on when trouble really hits, and that is chocolate. Chocolate is great for storing in the cupboard. It's got a long shelf life. It's high calorific value. It's super yummy to eat. And one of the best aspects to chocolate is it makes a great barter or currency if things really get grim. If you remember back in war times, well, often people desired chocolate or were grabbing things because they had chocolate. Chocolate's a fantastic thing to grab, but it seems people are ignoring chocolate. And maybe the strangest thing being ignored is those wonderful Mexican beans, your refried beans, your black beans, your Mexi beans. They are fantastic. That is great stuff to have in the pantry. Fantastic meal, but nobody's touching it. What's happening in the mornings is people are hitting the local shopping malls. It's a little bit like Christmas shopping panic, but it's not Christmas time and it's the beginning of the week, and all people are jumping on is the same things. The pasta, the rice, the toilet paper. There's a lot of headless chicken stuff going on. It's just so bizarre to witness. I am hearing from some of the YouTubers up in Japan and other parts of the world that are caught up in this crisis a bit further than Australia, and we get an inkling of the future of what we're installed for. And I think it's those messages we get in a secretive way is what's causing a lot of alarm bells. For the fact we're all connected via social media so tightly these days seems to be another factor in why things are going so silly. As I'm making this video, this could flip-flop either way. It's either going to get better and like next week we'll say, well, that was silly, that toilet paper kerfuffle, or it's going to get way, way worse. And from the complete silliness I saw going on this morning, it seems nothing is getting any better. Maybe you can land a comment, tell me the country where you live, and tell me what you're seeing going on in your local stores. And yes, you can tell me how the Thomas stock is going in your place as well, because hey, we all want to know that as well. My prediction is, if the P word, I can't say the word in this video, is announced in relation to what's going on around the world, well, I think things are going to get way, way worse.